trailer. So, hello everyone. This is Andreas Pop Culture Guy. Today we are in a spectacular Andreas Pop Culture Talk live stream review. Of course, we're doing the Suicide Squad, the 2021 film, directed by, of course, the one and only, the GOAT of comic book movies, James Gunn himself. Of course, it stars Idris Elba, um, John Cena, Margot Robbie, Sylvester Stallone, and of course, Viola Davis. Oh my God, trip her, her name, and many others, great actors are in this film. And of course, this is a standalone sequel to the 2016 film. Well, loosely a sequel to the 2016 god awful movie, the or not the like the Suicide Squad film. That was David Ayer's film back in 2016. But yeah, how you doing, sir? Jeff, how's life?
I'm good, sir. I have food. I have Uber Eats coming through in like 5-6 minutes. So if I jump up real quick, that's just me going to grab my food. Okay.
Awesome. Anytime people can see this trailer, just have. Hey, just a side note. So usually I have the medium assets in the corner here, the setup, right? But now they're not giving me the access to that because now I need to pay for the StreamYard to do that. So as you see here, I was able to use one of that what you call it, video file to upload this way. So that's why it looks like that. So that's very annoying. If you have to do clips and all that. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck? What is that?
I don't know.
What are we looking at here? I mean, what the fuck is going on here?
Oh, this is the trailer. So you know that scene where?
Oh, okay. That's all right. Okay, that's the trailer. Okay, because I was like, okay,
Yeah. I know it's so weird because when you do the trailers, it just automatically just.
It just looks like some dude. You know what I'm saying? I can't even tell who the fuck that is. I don't know.
Yes, well, because this is when they blew up the whole building and Bloodsport, right?
Yeah, it's Bloodsport. Yeah, obviously you can see his gun. Yeah. You can see his weapon behind, strapped to his back and all that.
Yeah, and so of course this is where he meets up with Peacemaker and then do their gun.
It's his exact size. You know what I mean? And he's the only one that actually wears guns and weapons like that attached to his back. You know what I mean? None of the other people do.
No.
If I remember correctly, you know what I'm saying?
No. He's the only one because he has nanotechnology to display his weapons, out of his costume.
Well, he just carries a lot of weapons too. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of weapons. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and Peacemaker too, but
differently.
Peacemaker does carry his weapons, but differently.
But you know how it is. Only certain motherfuckers in these kind of movies, where there's guns and stuff and whatnot, are going to be the ones that actually wear them strapped to their backs and shit like that. You know what I mean? That's going to be rare.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. Anyway, first question, Jeff. Have you seen this film in theaters?
Andres, I'm going to bust your balls again for the second time in less than a week.
No.
Sir, I've watched the movie, sir. Because once again, we just talked about it literally a week ago. We talked about Suicide Squad. And we talked about it 2 weeks before that. We were talking about it on one of these live streams on your channel. We talked about the Suicide Squad for a couple minutes one night. Now, sir, I have a brain injury and I have really bad memory. So if I can remember that, then I don't know how you can't remember that. So yes, sir. Yeah. You're obviously very aware that I've seen the movie because you've asked me about it in other situations and whatnot and everything, and I've told you multiple times I really liked it and everything, you know what I'm saying? And we've discussed it, you know what I mean? So yes. I don't know what's going on with you lately. You're you're asking a lot of weird questions lately when you're doing your moderation. I don't know if you're in a funk or
Oh my God. Sir, it's been a month since we what was our last show? Yeah, Dead City, when I had to do moderation. So I'm just getting back to the groove of things, sir.
Well, no, I know, but we've all seen these movies. Come on,
yeah, that's true.
When you cover all this stuff on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, and podcasting and all that, for years, you know what I mean, and and I don't want to get too heavy into this, but when you get started with your podcast and your YouTube channel right around WandaVision, like we did, you know what I mean? And you're coming off of Endgame, so back then the MCU was still so popular that if an MCU or a DCU movie came out, you went and watched it in the theater. You know what I'm saying? So that you could then review it on your channel. You know how that goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so you kind of just have to assume any fucking superhero movie that came out, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much between WandaVision to now, you know what I mean? Except for maybe one or two other things, I've seen them. Cyber's seen them,
Yeah, well, I seen them, but not too many. Well, we're not talking about Marvel. We're talking about.
I will say that I cannot remember for sure. I've thought about this before. I can't remember if I saw Suicide Squad in theaters or if I saw it on TV. Because the thing about it is I reviewed it. I reviewed the movie on the Podcast of Champions, their podcast.
Oh, really? Yes.
And I reviewed it, right? So if I reviewed it, you'd imagine probably that I saw it in the theater. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really remember going and seeing it in the theater. It's weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know how else I would have saw it,
Yeah, or I mean, if you had HBO Max, that's like the other way you watch.
Well, I had Max. Was it on Max when it was in theaters? Could you get it on Max?
Yeah. So unfortunately.
Oh yeah, that's how I watched it then.
Yeah. Because if anyone knows, famously in 2021, Warner Brothers released all their movies like simultaneously in theaters and their streaming service.
Oh shit.
So that's why they were available in the streaming service right away. So, but let's take a break here, folks, and show you the trailer. So let me myself.
Robert Dubois. He's in prison for putting Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet.
I'm not joining your suicide squad.
We'll see.
My court date is coming up. And Miss Waller said maybe you could help me out.
You're flexing in my door!
Everyone stand down.
Miss Waller, I don't...
Stand down!
I wouldn't take such extreme measures if this mission went more important than you could possibly imagine. Are you in or out? Good. Let's meet your team.
It's okay, I'm not okay.
Each member is chosen for his or her own completely unique set of abilities.
I need to feel the raindrops on my head.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Had to go number 2.
Good to know.
Is this thing a dog?
A dog? What kind of dog do you think it is, mate?
I'm gonna go with Afghan Hound.
Oh my god, is it a werewolf?
Yo, they sent me next to a werewolf! Yo, let me out!
Hey, he's not a werewolf, okay? He's a weasel. He's harmless. I mean, he's not harmless. He's killed 27 children, but,
Your mission is to destroy every trace of something known only as Project Starfish. Any questions?
Starfish is a slang term for a butthole. Think there's any connection?
No.
No. All right. Let's get it. This is suicide.
Well, that's kind of our thing.
I'm a superhero!
That's my dad.
I want to get you out of here alive.
I'm going to get you out of here alone.
Ratatouille, what do you got?
Bird.
Now it. Stay off the comm.
All right.
See, I wish you would pick. I'll wait till you're. I wish you would pick more movies like this. Turn off your echo cancellation.
All right, we're good. Thank you.
Nah, I wish you would pick more movies like this. You know what I'm saying? I know that it's hard to just pick stuff that's just like Suicide Squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I prefer watching newer movies. You know what I mean? Like than like really older movies. You know what I mean? Like movies like Suicide Squad are a lot of fun to talk about. There's a lot of good stuff on HBO Max right now. You should look at HBO Max and just pick a few movies off there. They have a lot of good stuff right now that they have in their rotation.
True, that's true. I gotta say, I've been watching.
They've got Sinners on there now. Sinners is on there.
Oh my god! You know what? I definitely will put that as in our list because we need to talk about Sinners.
Yeah, I want to watch it.
All right. Well, I'm definitely gonna put that for August. Then.
I watched like probably half the movie just on YouTube, just watching scenes of it. You know what I mean? So I kind of already know what happens, but
Yeah, but you have to see the full movie. It's great.
When I saw it was not the full movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. But no. I understand. Yeah, they could decide.
I saw that. What's her name that plays Kate Bishop was fucking really good in that.
Yes. Oh my god, she's so beautiful. She's amazing.
She had a southern accent and everything, and it sounded good. You know what I mean? And she looked really scary. She was all vampire out. She looked scary.
Yeah. Oh my god, when she turned, it's really great and very scary. I was
impressed when I saw of her in that. You know what I'm saying? She looked really good.
Yeah. Oh, everything is great. The music is great in Sinners. Don't listen to.
I'm telling you, all the stuff I saw on YouTube looked great.
Yeah, it's just one of the best films of this year. Still my number one. Nothing has come close to it.
Ryan Coogler is obviously a very talented motherfucker.
Yes, he is. Oh my god, it makes me more excited for him to come back to do the third.
I never saw any of the Rocky films, whatever the fuck they were that he made with Michael
B. Jordan.
Yeah, the Creed. I never saw any of the Creed films.
I think you will like them.
I heard they were good.
Yeah, they're very good. I haven't seen the third one. That was with.
I should write I should write those down for future picks for movie nights on the Bleeding Edge.
Yeah. No, they're very good.
We never do sports movies.
Yeah, I try to avoid them because some of them are okay, and then some of them are like, I don't know, like boring, and it's like you have to find the right like sport movie to like get into,
I used to like Hoosiers when I was a kid, and it would come on cable. It would come on like on cable, like on some random channel or whatever, like during the daytime or something. I'd watch it,
Yeah, is that one with?
That's the one with Gene Hackman where he's the coach.
Coach. Okay, yeah. Because I remember the speech. It was a good speech. Do you Remember the Titans? That's another movie I
saw that in the theater.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
It was really popular. I was playing football back then when it came out, so it was really popular.
Okay. Yeah. That was another sport movie I liked when I was growing
up. The Water Boy with Adam Sandler was a good one.
Yes.
I saw that in the theater too because that was really popular back then.
Yeah.
For teenagers, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like a must see movie, But that was good, you know what I'm saying? Really funny movie. I only saw it when I was a kid, like a real young kid. So I don't really know how mature I was really as far as like interpreting how good a film was back then. But I did watch that Denzel Washington movie he did with Ray Allen, when Ray Allen was young, right before he came to the NBA, they made that movie where he was Denzel's son.
Okay.
Did you ever see that one?
No. I'm trying to think. No, I don't think so.
Spike Lee directed it.
Okay. I need to check because I don't think I heard that one before.
It was a popular movie that came out. I think probably like in the late '90s, early 2000s.
Okay, yeah. Is it because like him and Spike Lee did so many movies. Like I'm just thinking, what's that one? But yeah. Anyway,
I can't remember the main character's name was Jesus Shuttleworth, and it was basically it was the whole story was that Denzel was like this he was like this legendary street court basketball player from like New York City or whatever, and his son, but he didn't really have any relationship with his son, and his son, who was the basketball player Ray Allen at that time, is getting recruited by all these colleges and stuff like that, because he's like the best player in the country. And they bring Denzel, the father, in to try to persuade him to go to these different colleges, And that's the whole film. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. Okay. Is it We Got Game? I think.
We Got Game, or whatever. He Got Game. Yeah.
Yeah, I just found it. Okay.
It was an okay movie.
Yeah, I mean, Spike Lee always has like hit and miss movies.
I never watched it all the way through, but that Will Smith Ali movie I heard was really good.
I seen that one. It's really good. Very long.
Didn't it win an Oscar that year or something like that? Didn't it win like Best Picture or something? Or didn't he win like Best Actor?
No. He was like nominated. The one that got him to win Will Smith was like called King Richard. It was like his daughters were doing tennis or something like that. That was the one that got him his Oscar.
What? King Richard?
Yeah, that's what it's called. King Richard.
The fuck is that?
You have to check it. It's a movie.
I never even heard of it. He won an Oscar from it.
Yeah, and you have to remember that's the same year where he slapped Chris Rock.
So like recently, like 2020, 2019 or something like that?
2021.
Andres, right? That's how detached I've been. Ever since I got my traumatic brain injury in 2014, I kind of disconnected for a couple of years, Yeah. I just never really got caught up with new music and new movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I understand. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to keep up with these movies. Yeah, I haven't seen this movie.
So I had no idea. I haven't watched the Oscars in so long. I don't even pay attention. I watch the Emmys a lot because of all the shows we cover.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I see a lot. Yeah.
Andor got 14 nominations.
Yeah, but they didn't nominate their cast. Like they didn't give.
I know. Genevieve O'Reilly, Moth Mama did not get nominated.
Yeah, so that part pissed me off because Andor is a great show. I thought the cast did a really great job this season.
Yeah, but you know what though? Diego Luna, he got nominated last time for season 1. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I thought it was fair for him to not get nominated this season because honestly, let's be realistic here. He is really good in Andor as the number 1 character, but he is not the most talented actor out there.
No. I agree with you because it's not. He's not like the character I like the most in this season. There's other characters. Right?
I think he's somewhat limited in his range. You know what I'm saying? Like he has a very he plays a very set type of character. That's kind of that's all you're gonna get from him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm not surprised he didn't get nominated.
But he was a perfect fit to play Cassian Andor, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like that was great casting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the Rogue One casting was great, and the Andor casting was great. Whoever was responsible for casting, Kyle Solar, right? That played what's his name? Deidre's boyfriend.
Oh yeah, hold on, I got it right here. Cyril?
Cyril, yeah. They played Cyril because he's like a no neighbor. They found him. You know what I'm saying? The chick who played Deidre. I've seen her in a couple things, but not really like in anything big. So they found her. And she was great. The chick that played Clea, was a nobody. You know what I mean? And they got her. And then they fucking managed to fucking grab Skarsgård for the show.
I know, which is crazy, and he deserved his nomination.
Yeah. If they would have not nominated him, that would have been fucking insane.
Yeah. One thing I'm happy.
They nominated what's his name too? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. They nominated the black actor, that veteran actor, Forrest Whitaker. He plays Saul Guerrero.
Oh, really?
He got nominated.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, he's good too. Actually, I was happy to see him again in the show for the first 2 seasons.
I swear I'm 99.9% sure that I saw that he got nominated for something.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. But I want to bring up the Penguin because the Penguin got nomination, so I'm happy about that. So I'm
glad it got nominations, but I hope it didn't get too many because honestly, I don't think the Penguin was that good that it should win a lot of awards or a lot of Emmys. It was good, but I don't know what about it other than the acting performances. You know what I'm saying? By the lead characters, I don't see what else about it would be award worthy.
Yeah. So right now, yeah, it didn't get too much nominations. So the Penguin got 7, so that's good. So it didn't went overboard because the Apple TV, we don't watch Apple Plus TV.
I know. We've never done any Apple TV. I was just looking through their catalog the other day. I went on there just for shits and giggles to look through all their shows.
Yeah. And what you found because Ted
Lasso. I was just inquisitive. I wanted to know how much original programming have they made. You know what I mean? I wanted to go through the list. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got plenty. I gotta say.
They made a lot of shows.
Yeah.
But they started a while ago. They didn't. I mean, they didn't just start. They started years ago.
Yeah. Right. How long?
2020 or something like that is when they first started putting out shows.
5 years ago, 2019. That's what they say. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it makes sense. But it's crazy. They literally I'm just looking at now. Apparently they have the worst low subscriber numbers ever compared to other.
The Andor soundtrack, what do you call it? The score got nominated.
Yeah, it did. What else it got nominated? It got nominated for directing.
Costume design.
Oh, did it? Oh,
yeah. I believe. Look it up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I just saw the what you were saying, the score, the direction. I don't see anything writing. So writing and directing, and then
writing. Yep, the one writer got writing.
And then the last thing is the overall drama series. So that was the last award they got. I'm looking at the Primetime Emmy Awards,
which I think they should probably win that category, best drama. I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything coming out that I know of in the next 6 months, unless I'm tripping. Don't get me wrong. Again, I don't know. That much about all the TV shows that come out, but I don't see what else is coming out that I've heard of that's going to be better than Andor.
Yeah, well, so we got a couple hitters. First off, Apple Plus has Severance. That's the big talking show.
Oh yeah, you know what? I saw that. Didn't Severance get 22 Emmy nominations or something like that?
Yes. That's the biggest one that had the most nominations.
And that's a sci-fi show. That looks like it might be good.
Yeah. No. My friends talk about it. They say it's one of the best shows ever. It's really good. It gets really trippy if you like those kind of shows. It's
I love sci-fi TV shows. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's one of those shows that my friends told me to try to
I saw how many Emmy nominations that it got, and I was surprised.
Yeah, 27. Sir.
27. That's what I thought. Yeah, 27. That's a lot.
Yeah, and Penguin had 24, and then there's a couple.
Wait a minute. The Penguin had 24.
Yeah,
For,
I need
for what?
had to be other things you were saying, right? Like costumes, all that. Like,
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm shocked by that. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to talk about this all night, but like, I just don't know what about the Penguin. I thought the Penguin was great. I loved talking about it with you guys, everything. It was fun. But other than the acting performances, I didn't really think anything about it really like stood out to me. Like the music or, was okay, I guess. Okay,
yeah,
the soundtrack was okay. It looked good,
yeah.
but there wasn't really a lot of areas where they would need costumes. You know what I'm saying? So like, that wouldn't make any sense. And then I don't know.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I mean,
Maybe writing, directing, I don't know.
yeah. So I'm just looking because it's not like the Oscars because they do it so weirdly. How
I mean,
they're nominated.
obviously, what's his name? It got nominated for best actor or whatever,
Yeah,
and then
Colin Farrell.
what's her name? What the chick also got nominated for herself? Got nominated too, for best actress or whatever, lead actress, right?
Yeah, Christine Matari. That's her name. Who played Sophie Falcone.
Yeah.
I'm happy she was nominated because she wasn't nominated for I think the Golden Globe.
Did the Vic guy get nominated?
Let me see. I don't think so. I don't see his name around here. Yeah. Nope. That's funny. No. Just the mom. The mom got nominated. That played.
Oh, the mom got nominated. How about that?
Yeah, but she was good. I mean, like she was a good performer in that show. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, she was really good, and she's also, if I understand correctly, she's been around in Hollywood for a long time. So she's, you know what I'm saying, like that was one of those comeback, like performances. You know what I mean? And you know how the Academy loves to fucking hand out, Oscars to fucking comeback performances with older actresses, actors. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, that's true. It's always like that
they've been doing that for decades. I've seen them do it a bunch of times.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you. They always do that. Crazy. Look at her films. Like she was in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I think I know who she was playing. I think she was playing someone. She played the husband.
The Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind was very underrated and should have actually got nominated for a lot of awards. It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. I wish Jim Carrey got nominated for Best Actor. I thought that was his best performance.
Kate Winslet was nominated, wasn't she, for that film?
Yes. Yeah. Thank goodness, because I will probably flip my chair off if she didn't get that. Okay. Anything else besides the awards? I'm happy to Andor.
Oh yeah, you know what? You know who did really well from Shogun was Anna Sui.
Yes.
She made out. She won the best drama actor or whatever in at the Emmys. Right? Last year's Emmys or whatever.
Yes.
And didn't she win a Golden Globe too, or get nominated for a Golden Globe?
Yes. She won that and the Emmys as well. So yeah, she won. I think she sweeped the whole awards, and that's a good thing.
What's the sweep? Do you know what the whole sweep is?
Sure. Let me check her thing. Just give me a minute.
So she did win the Golden Globe too.
Yeah, I need to go. Hold on. Let me get it right now.
I knew for a fact that she won the Emmy, but I wasn't sure about the Golden Globe.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think I knew. Just give me a minute. Okay. So the awards here. Let me go to Golden Globes. Yeah, they won pretty much everything. Let me get to Golden Globes.
Did you know, just as an aside, did you know that like a long time ago, back in the day, the Golden Globes was only about films, and then eventually they added television?
No, that is crazy. Oh my god!
If I remember correctly, that's how it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Golden Globes. Yes, she did one for the Golden Globes. Yeah. So and she. Yeah. And there was some. So she didn't do a sweep, but like she did one like a couple major ones.
No, I know she won a couple of other minor ones too. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So example screen. the Screen Actor Award. She won for that, and then the Emmy.
Oh, the Screen Actors Guild. She won there too.
Yes, and and she won for the Primetime Emmys.
The Screen Actors Guild Award does TV too, not just movies.
The Screen Actors Award, I think, they include the TV as well. Just looking at, recently they did it.
So she made out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, like, you know, I mean, we all knew she killed it. You know, I remember when we were doing the episode reviews. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and how we would talk about her performance. You know what I mean? All the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, she was the best thing about the show. I mean, her character was awesome. You know, she was like the soul of the show. Yes. And so I'm very curious when we get to season 2, because they did green light that season 2, how that show is going to be, because I don't know, like, it's going to be tough.
I know it's a tough loss to try to overcome.
Yeah, so
they're gonna have to revamp the whole thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But either way, you know, what's his name? Yabu won the Emmy. He won the Emmy too.
Yes, he won. He won for like the supporting one, which is good because he was great as well. He was the best character. Like, he was my favorite. Like, everyone, like, his death was so like shocking, but like, he smiled.
Did he get nominated for a Golden Globe too?
I'm right here. I think he did.
His award speech was awesome. I love it because he can't speak English, you know.
Yes, I saw that. It was really.
He's like, I'm so happy.
Yes, he did, and he won for that too.
He won the Golden Globe.
Yes, he did.
That's the speech I saw when he won the Golden Globe. That's the speech I saw.
Yes. Oh my God, his speech was good in that. I mean.
It was very authentic. He looked really happy. You know what I'm saying? And like really humbled. You know.
Yeah, I mean, which is good.
He's such a different guy than Yabu in real life. You know what I mean? That actor. You know, like there's no comparison. He's not Yabu. You know what I mean?
No, of course not. I mean, a lot of these performers are different from their characters they play in these shows.
But he's nothing. He's nothing like Yabu. He doesn't talk like Yabu. You know what I'm saying? Like none of it. You know what I mean?
No, he's not this cowardly, soldier.
He has like a very feminine voice, like a very, effeminate, you know what I mean, kind of, vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is very true. Very different from his character in Shogun. Anything else to say about the awards? Endor got like 14 in total.
I'm surprised that they only got 14. I thought they would have got 20 plus. I'm surprised, to be honest with you. I'm glad that Skarsgård got rewarded because I think he deserved it. I hope he wins. You know, I'm assuming that he got nominated for lead actor, right? Or was it supporting actor?
If
okay,
because Skarsgård was like a supporting character, so yeah, he's probably been nominated that way.
Did Deidre get nominated
for the Emmys? No. She didn't win the. Well, actually, I have it right here. So, Forrest Whitaker, he was nominated for like a guest role. Tunic was nominated for voice theme. I don't see some of the other cast members. Music you brought up, yeah. So none of the cast didn't get nominated except
I'm surprised. I really did think that potentially Kyle Solar and that chick that plays Deidre, I thought would get nominated.
Yeah, I know. Or Bix.
Or Clea. Or Bix, yeah.
Yeah, Clea or Bix. I was surprised those two didn't get nominated because I thought they were great this season. I thought they were better than last season.
I thought when it came to screen time across the whole season 2, I thought Clea had the most impact, the most screen time of all the female characters, you know?
No, I agree. Yeah, because her because first season she was kind of there, but then season 2 she was like really part of the plot. And
she's just with her and Luther are glue characters in season 1 and season 2. Where like even when they'll jump from like storyline to storyline across episodes, they always find their way back to them. You know what I mean? On Coruscant. You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah. their episode. I don't know what's your favorite episode, but like their episode, was it number 10, right? Like that was my favorite episode of the bunch because it was really good to see the flashback of how Lufton was, how he became a rebellion person.
Oh yeah,
and how he met,
you really like that one?
yeah, that one was really good. I thought that was a big surprise because I didn't expect his death. I was like, oh wow, they kill off Lupton, and she had to kill him, which was sad because that was basically her father.
They really gave Clea a lot of screen time and like a lot of responsibility in those final 3 episodes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she was a big part of all of them. You know what I mean? Like kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which I was not expecting. Like I thought she was going to be killed too. Like. I mean, especially the finale we were watching.
I mean, you don't see her a lot in the finale, really, but in the episodes 11 and 10, like she's there all the time.
Yeah, which is cool. Yeah. So I'm happy it got awards. I'm very sad that none of the at least the major cast didn't get nominated, which is stupid. It's also biased, right? Because it's Disney Plus. It's like, come on, like it's the best thing from Disney Plus. It's the show, So I was very shocked that
who else was heavily nominated?
Just technical stuff and
no. Who else was heavily nominated? What other shows?
Oh, let me see. Sorry, give me a second here.
Isn't the Bear back on again now?
Yes, yeah, the Bear was nominated. I'm just pulling up 2025. So
the Bear popped out another season quick after the last season.
Yeah. I was surprised about that. So, speaking, one show we did talk about, and
the Bear just won a bunch of Emmys last year.
Well, yeah, but from the previous season, right? Season 2. It's so weird. Anyway, The Last of Us was nominated. Not too much.
I was shocked about that, to be honest with you. I don't know why they nominated The Last of Us.
16 in total.
That's crazy. Where the fuck did they get 16 nominations for that show this year?
Yeah, let me check.
That's got to be like bias or the hype or something like that. That makes no sense, man.
Well, I think because they nominated
they nominated what's his name, fucking Joel, and he died in like episode 2, and he got nominated.
I know. Well, because they so like if they nominated specifically episodes, and like that's how they get these nominations. So they
what do you mean episodes? You tell me they don't take into consideration the whole season?
No, that's how the Emmys work. Like they literally, like if you look at the Wikipedia and like in general the rules, they pick one episode from each of the shows, and that's the one they will say like, okay, this is their best episode. So they probably pick The Last of Us probably picked the Joel centric episode, the flashback. That was really good. That was before the finale.
So they base their decisions off of one selected episode out of 12 or 10 or
I don't know what the rules are. It's usually 1 or 2 episodes. I don't know. Don't quote me on
this is a conversation we're gonna have to have another time, sir, and get this straightened out.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
I know it's weird. I don't know. Like I'm not familiar with this like the whole rules of the Emmys. So
I've never looked it up at all. I have no clue how it works. I've never even thought about asking anybody.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just checking what they have here, and like I see some of the episodes they pick. Like
I can't remember how the Oscars work. I used to kind of know, but now I can't even remember.
Yeah. So like Endor for directing, they picked the one when the Gorman massacre happened. And then the writing.
Well, that makes sense because Andor had several different directors in season 2.
Yeah, but they picked the one that was like well directed. That Gorman episode, massacre.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
but that's for one category. I don't believe that they do the episode selection thing for all categories.
No, it's different. I think for some, like writing is different for Endor. They pick Welcome to the Rebellion, the one where
and that makes sense. I can understand why writing they pick an episode. You know what I'm saying? Because again, there's more than one writer on Endor season 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know the rules.
Most TV shows that we review, you know as well as I do. When you go and look, a lot of the episodes have different writers throughout the seasons. That's how it always is. Fallout, whatever.
Fallout.
Yeah, it's always like that. Shogun,
Shogun. Yeah. Yeah. There's other ones here.
But then when it comes to the actual acting awards and all that, I don't think it works that way. I think they make the decision based off how well the actor performs in the whole show.
No.
No?
I don't know. That's something I'm curious. I need to double check. I think so, or it really depends. Like sometimes they play fast and loose with these rules.
I figured they just gave Pedro Pascal the fucking. They gave him the nominee just because he's Pedro Pascal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, he was in. I mean, like the second episode was great, and then what? Six.
It's been a widespread thing that everybody knows that like forever when it comes to the award shows, they've always been rigged, and like the most popular like actors and actresses always at the end of the day are going to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, he's not going to win. I know that because like there's other best actors around there that's going to probably win. My money is on the Severance actor Adam Scott, who's so good. He's so funny as well. If you've seen,
yeah. What was he? What was he? Was he on Parks and Recreation or something like that back in the day?
Yes, that was my favorite show. He was also in the other show, Party Down. That was like
he's funny. He has like that really dry humor or whatever.
Yeah, and he's so funny. I don't know, you love Step Brothers. He's so funny in that.
Yeah, he was in Step Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a good actor.
He's really good in that movie as the dickhead brother or whatever.
Yes, I love how he tells those two guys like, "Hey, a droid living on the streets," and then he like just comes like, "Hey, bye, mom," and like you see.
But then they get along at the end. All of them get along or whatever,
Yeah, because like Will Ferrell's character like seeing this like operatic song, and like everyone's like it's like, oh yeah, like we're like he just annihilated everyone. It's so funny.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I can't imagine him being a lead man or whatever in like a sci-fi show. You know what I'm saying? But hey,
I mean, again, my friends told me it's so good. It's like it's. I don't know how.
There's a lot of other podcasts out there that I see when I go out and look that cover Severance. You know, like when Severance was was active a while back. That were covering Severance.
Yeah. We need to get into that train of Severance somehow because like everyone talks about it. Like my friends talk about it, and it's like it's crazy.
Well,
we'll see. I don't know.
We got to do an Apple show eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be cool. Yeah. You know, it'd be cool to do at least one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
If we can find a new one that's just coming out sometime, you know what I'm saying? You know, we can start. That we can start with right from scratch.
Hold on. Are you Iceman? Hold on.
No.
Okay, we're good. I'm good. Okay. All right. Let's get into the Suicide Squad, sir. We'll do it very quickly here of the recap and stuff like that because the movie moves really fast. So, the opening of the film, we see Amanda Waller assembles 2 task force teams. We don't know. So that was crazy. So Amanda Waller recruits Bloodsport, assassin that famously shot Superman with a kryptonite bullet, and she pretty much is blackmailing him to exchange for not sending his estranged daughter to prison. So his main team that we follow in this film is Peacemaker, King Shark, Polka Dot Man, and Ratcatcher 2 with her pet rat Sebastian, which is cool. So before we met them, we see the secondary Suicide Squad where that contains Harley, Rick Flag, Boomerang's there, and then some of these like C-list, D-list DC villains that we don't know. Like famously, these actors that work with James Gunn, like Nathan Fillion. Of course, recently we saw in the Superman movie as Guy Garner. We also got Michael Rooker as always, the James Gunn regular. Of course, who played Yondu in the Guardians films, and pretty much that team gets literally killed because Pete Davidson was the betrayer of the team. He notified the South American island nation of Corto Maltese, a fictional anti-government land. Famously, it was referenced in the '89 film where Vicky Vale kind of took these really nasty like, war pictures. If you've seen that film, that's the country that she took it from. Really cool. And so the whole team gets really raided by the soldiers, except for Rick. Rick survived, but is somewhat captured by the what is it, the resistance, if I remember correctly, and then Harley is captured by the government. So, and then after that, we cut back. As I said before, Bloodsport is blackmail, exchange, not to have his daughter go into prison. So the main secondary team made it to the country, and pretty much undertake revealing that the other team was deliberately a decoy for that, created version for the army. So let me stop there. What do you thought about this whole beginning of the Suicide Squad, sir? And go ahead.
Yeah, I'll do my. I did not feel like rewatching the film, to be honest with you. Before the review, so I'm gonna just work off of my memories from when I watched it. When it first came out.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's it's obviously like it's really a like genius comedic move to open the film off with that fake Suicide Squad that they said did, only to get slaughtered and everything, and it just makes for a like an epic beginning, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and it's also hilarious, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like so it's like it's like a double whammy right off the bat, there's like action, you know what I mean? And there's like crazy, superhero character, villains and shit, that are bizarre, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like that, that are like bizarre and like, and like, really funny, to like as characters, and just great humor and great great subterfuge by Gunn to start things off that way and then have everybody die, except for Harley, of course, survives.
Of course.
And then I don't know how far you wanted me to go, but and then of course, we had to have our necessary introductory scene where you get the team that's going to be the Suicide Squad team that's going to be going in with Waller, being told, you know what I'm saying, like, about the the explosives as always, you know what I mean, and what their mission is and what they're going to get out of it and all that, and they have all that, they do all that deal, what they always do, just like they did in the Batman Assault on Arkham the other day, right? And so they did that, and that was funny, that was cool, good way to meet the team, and kind of figure out who the main the main team characters are, right?
Yeah.
And seeing them, I believe that you wanted me to go out as far as when they actually come together on the island and actually start their mission, right?
Yeah.
So
when we get to the main team, right? The actual team, right?
Yeah. So it's cool seeing them actually come together on that island or whatever where they're at, right? Starting their mission together and all that, they're an interesting squad of characters for mixed together, you know what I mean? Some of them don't know anything about each other. Some of them don't even know what each other's powers are yet, you know what I mean? And then you've got fucking motherfuckers like, Shark Daddy, or whatever the fuck his name is,
Shark?
King Shark, who's just like an actual fucking shark, headed shark fucking thing. You know what I mean? Can you imagine? Could you imagine being on a squad with him and having to hang out with that guy and shit? I would be so scared to have him behind me.
Yeah, and not eat you too. Like he sees you as food. Yeah.
Yeah, because his mouth is so big. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, he's harmless. I mean, yeah, he kills people we see later in the film, but yeah, he's a harmless shark. Somewhat.
They did a really good job with him, overall as a character.
Yeah, I was surprised.
The way Gunn decided to do him, like have him talk, have him, act, in the film and all that. They did a really good job with that character.
Yes, I agree. And you brought up the other Suicide movie that we saw Wednesday, the Batman saw Arkham. This was a way better designed King Shark. Like we would
night and day, sir, night and day.
Like night and day, right? Like
that King Shark and Batman Assault on Arkham was actually kind of laughable.
Yeah, like and like you didn't know he was a shark. Like
he was just a brute. He was just he was just like a fist fight guy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
And he was strong. He would like throw stuff.
Yeah, like there was just one scene where he like was coming from the water, but that was it. Like that's all he did. Like
no, he had nothing shark like going on at all.
No, even the like what Cyber brought up the jaws.
The metal jaw. Yeah. I brought that up first. It made no sense.
Yeah, you brought it up. Yeah, right. And
that didn't look like a shark's mouth.
No, that was so weird. I don't know why. I don't know if they took that from draws from the James Bond movie. I don't know. It was so weird. Yeah, night and day. Worst design for King Shark. This was a better design, and he was a way better character here. Very funny and very sad too. When we get into like when he meets these like other jellyfish, like fish.
I have to imagine that there's been several variations of King Shark, hasn't there? Because if I remember, haven't we seen King Shark before in DC animated film reviews in the past and other ones?
No, in other medium, like he's in the Flash, the CW Flash, and he's in the game, the Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. He's in there.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of Killer Croc.
Yeah, well, Croc was in the 2016 one.
But he's been in several of the DC animated films. Is my point that we reviewed.
No, I let me check King Shark because
that was probably our first time seeing him. I'm tripping. I'm saying I think I'm probably thinking about Killer Croc.
Yeah, Killer Croc, is in other media we've seen. In terms of animation, King Shark is in the Harley Quinn show. That's where I forgot he's in that, and then
it's no big deal.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. I just want to double check where he's, but he's gonna pop up in other ones. Like apparently he's gonna be in Justice League Dark, the Apocalypse War. That's like down the road. Oh, he was in.
Really? I saw Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. I don't remember him being in that.
Yeah.
You know what? I think he's on Harley Quinn's team.
Yeah, I think so.
On Earth or whatever, there's some people still stationed on Earth in that movie,
Yeah.
Or in the U.S., in America, there's an American squad, because the whole world gets devastated by apocalypse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and him and his team assist Justice League, and I think he gets killed by the parademons towards the end or the beginning.
They all do. All the ground forces in America or whatever get slaughtered or whatever by
the parademons. Yeah.
Harley Quinn gets killed. They all do. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jeff. Actually, you're actually correct. You did see him in one of the direct animation ones. I wasn't there. It was Superman Batman Public Enemies. He was in there.
I was right. See, how about that? I knew it. I saw it before.
Yes. So he was in that, and I wasn't there, folks. So
in that movie, he looked more like a croc. He looked more like a shark.
Oh, really?
He did. He didn't have the metal mouth.
No, of course not.
He looked different. He didn't look like King Shark from Suicide Squad movie that we're talking about, but he did look different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me check his design. Because I don't know. As I said before in the Batman thing, it was like they were trying to make his design to fit into the games, but that doesn't make sense. Like really, I don't know why they did.
The Justice League Dark Apocalypse War movie was the first DC animated film I ever watched ever.
Oh really? Huh.
I saw it on YouTube one night for free, so I watched it.
Oh yeah. Thank goodness some of the DC stuff is free right now.
It had just come out too. It was like a bootleg YouTube, version of it, It was a little bit janky, but it was a really good movie. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah, just I'm just sharing this briefly here about the image. But yeah, my first one was in terms of direct videos was the like Batman Under the Red Hood. Like that was a big one.
I really like the Teen Titans. And my favorite character from the Teen Titans is what's her name?
Raven.
Raven. And I really dug the team up with Raven and Superman in Dark Apocalypse War. They team up together, when Superman loses his powers.
Yeah, that's King Shark from the Batman Superman Public Enemies. Very good design, actually. Like he literally looks like a shark.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. So, but yeah, So yeah, we got King Shark here in his big DC stuff here, and he's also on Harley Quinn, the Max show. Really funny character as well. But yeah. Okay, so anything else to say besides that? We can move on.
No, just that
beginning.
This movie was really well cast.
I really well cast. I love the Ratcatcher too. Like she's the best casting for that character.
It's really unfortunate because this movie is so good and it was so well done and everything, and it came out at a time where DC movies were not doing well. So like, the movie kind of like, it had, wasn't going to be really successful no matter what, no matter how good it was. You know what I mean?
No, of course not. I mean, like, because you're coming from a movie, we're not talking.
Plus, it's another Suicide Squad film coming off that first one, which sucked.
Yes, that sucked. Yeah, so it was going to be an uphill battle, and like, no offense, but like a lot of these DC villains that they had for this movie was like no one knew about them except for Harley and.
I was surprised that they were even willing to make this film, to be honest with you, after what happened with the first one. You know what I mean? And then go out and bring Gunn in and have him go in a different direction with it completely, make it R-rated and everything.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I mean, we'll talk later about it, but like, I mean, of course, this movie is important because it gave us James Gunn to do the new universe.
Oh yeah, no question. Without this movie, Gunn doesn't get the head job.
No. And I feel like
we'll never really know because they're never going to tell us how that all worked out. You know what I mean? Like, but like, yeah. I'd have to imagine that, like, how well that film came out must have been really important in terms of that move with them hiring him. I think that was probably more important to them than the Guardians of the Galaxy films.
Yeah. And I just, I guess, I mean, first off, the reviews were great.
I think they saw I can't remember if the reviews were that good or not, but I think the vision that he showed with the movie, what he did with it, you know what I mean, and what he showed, could be possible for a DC film, you know what I mean. I think that was really like what they really were impressed by.
Yeah, and of course, you brought up the Guardians movie. He has experience with Marvel Studios, so he was able to bring in the Kevin Feige mindset to give DC their.
Well, yeah, they said that they hired him to be their Kevin Feige. Remember?
Yeah, exactly. So of course, so he had a lot of backhand knowledge about how to do it. So yeah.
But I think that besides stuff like Superman and Supergirl and stuff like that, I think a lot of this HBO stuff that they're going to come up with, this HBO Max stuff that they're going to come up with, especially the TV shows, are going to be R-rated, I think.
Yeah.
Or TVMA, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be at TVMA, you know what I mean? A la Suicide Squad, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Which is good. Yeah, that's good. I mean, Creature Commandos, it's TVM.
Yeah, because they saw what Gunn could do with that kind of genre, that type of film, you know what I'm saying? So I think they want more of that.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that because we do need like more adult superheroes.
Plus, it's HBO producing all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you know the kind of stuff that HBO makes.
Yeah, exactly. And they're top notch. Like, I mean, I know we talked about the Penguin. The Penguin's a good example of like what HBO can do with DC.
Yeah, I mean, they can tone down the nudity and all that. You know what I'm saying? They can tone down some of that, that overt, sexual stuff and all that. You know what I mean? But they can still produce, like a superhero type TV show, you know what I'm saying? That's edgy and mature and, adult, you know what I mean? like Andor, but like even like more adult, like HBO adult,
Yeah,
where they're swearing, sexual innuendo, you know what I mean,
yeah, all that stuff that we like.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean that's good too. I mean, I think it fits well. I mean, so far Gunn has done a really good job with the TV. What do you call it? The TVMA content that we got. Like
I
at
mean,
least,
who says you can't have nudity in one of these DC HBO shows? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not?
yeah, why not? Yeah. So I mean, I mean, the Penguin kind of did that. So I mean, so they're fine with that if you do it well. So and speaking, so like yeah, the Suicide Squad, this movie got great reviews. I think a 90%, 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. And so box office, you're right. Box office
What was
wise,
the audience? What was the audience score?
let me check. I think it was like an 89 last time I checked. Um, just bear with me.
It's not. It's
yeah.
not that. It's not that important.
Yeah, that's true. But I'll check it later. But what else?
No, but
Yeah.
a 91 is good. I'm not surprised. The Suicide Squad film is a really good film from beginning to finish.
Oh yeah, well structured, well paced, like great action. I mean, like it doesn't waste time, which I love about this movie. Like everything just moves like a very good pace.
The ending is the only part of the film that I feel like kind of like maybe falls off a little bit, But that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Yeah. I like them.
The whole Starro and end fight end battle and all that is kind of weird.
Yeah. Like in general, the fight or just like the title.
The whole way it goes down, it's kind of weird. The whole final battle with Starro, all that.
Yeah, that's true, but it's better than a lot of the DCEU endings.
It's still cool. You know what I mean? It's just weird.
Yeah, I was because I thought that like Harley like stabbed him in the eye, like straight on, but I forgot that the rats killed him.
Yeah, it was the rats that killed him. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, so we kind of did that. Yeah, it
was like Ratcatcher when she said like some like poignant sentence like I told you that all the rats were my friends or something like that, and then they all came. Remember?
Yeah, which that was a good like payoff because it was true. Like they're actually helpful, which is great.
The Ratcatcher chick was a really great casting because I think she was kind of a nobody at that point when she was in that film. I don't think she had a really long track record in Hollywood.
No, I think this is her first like film debut. This is like her first role.
I was actually surprised that she hasn't gotten more work since this came out. To be honest with you, because I thought she was so good,
Yeah.
And when she gets cleaned up and she doesn't look like Ratcatcher, she's actually a really beautiful woman.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, after this movie, she did more things, but like there's some of them are coming up soon. So she was in the new Fast and Furious movie. So I could tell you that.
She was in the new Fast and Furious movie. I saw that one. I think.
Yeah. She was like the sister of the dead cop that was in Fast 5.
I can't remember. The movies are so confusing.
Yeah. Just know she's a sister of a former like love interest for Vin Diesel's character, and she was in the remake of The Royal House. And her next couple movies are this year, particularly the new remake of the Anaconda movie that's starring Paul Rudd and Jack Black. So that's gonna be
they're remaking Anaconda.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude.
Yes, you have to see the behind scenes stuff, dude. I'm gonna like this movie because like you got Jack Black and Paul Rudd. They're funny people, sir. So that's gonna be funny.
I wonder if that actress that plays Ratcatcher, because she's like French or something like that, or whatever, I wonder if she's one of those European actresses that is only really gonna like mostly play in European style like films. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it seems like it.
I don't know. I mean, if she's going to be Anaconda remake, then like obviously not. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying. How there's a lot of those British, UK, French actresses. That all they really will play are those type of roles that are in those kind of films.
Yeah. No, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen those before. She's Portugal. She's a Portugal actor.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, that's right. She looks Hispanic.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought she was European as well, and I was like, no, no, she's Spanish or something like that. Yeah, yeah, she's the best part about the movie. What about I like Polka Dot Man. I think he was.
Oh
great.
yeah, no, Polka Dot Man is great. He's like he was one of the big surprises of the film. How awesome he ended up being. You know,
Yeah,
that was kind of like his breakout performance.
yeah, because Dave Testament, like he's the guy.
David Dastmalchian or whatever. Yeah,
That's a million. Yeah, like everyone knows, he's the famous guy from The Dark Knight, who's that like creepy
Yeah.
guy. You know.
Yeah. He had like less than 2 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, and he plays Kurt in the Ant-Man franchise. And
Yeah, he does.
yeah, he played a different character in the third one. And then and he has becoming more popular now. Like he's getting more.
Oh
roles.
yeah, he's more. I've seen him on some TV show recently. The last couple of years, I know he's on a TV show. No, but this was his breakout performance. I believe this is what really like put him on the map.
Yeah, and it makes sense because his character is great. I mean, again, a character like so like campy and weird.
But he's done other stuff. He's been in other stuff and been good.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he's been in other good stuff. He's in Prisoners actually. I just checking his.
I never saw that.
It's a good movie. We need to review that. That's
I heard about it. I heard it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's true. It's the same director that did Blade Runner 2049 and the Doom movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and speaking of Doom, he was in the first part, Doom Part 1. Yeah, I totally forgot he's in that too.
Who?
The Polka Dot Man.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He is in it.
Yeah, in Part 1, he's like the assistant of.
He plays that like demented, twisted, fucking like operative that for the what's his name? The
Harkins?
The Harkonnen Lord or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, he was played by Skarsgård from Endor. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. I'm like it's been so long since we've talked about Doom that I've forgotten all the names and everything now. You know.
Yeah.
Count Vladimir Harkonnen. That's who he is. Count Vladimir Harkonnen.
Yeah, exactly. And then, Peacemaker, John Cena. He's great too. I thought he was the best part about this movie.
Oh, he was a Peacemaker. Oh, yeah, Peacemaker. I'm going to start watching that show, season 1 soon.
Yeah, I just started today. I actually saw the pilot. It's really good. I think.
Oh yeah, it looks good. I can't wait to start watching it. I'm sure once I start, I'll watch right through the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to doing season 2. We've already got creators signed up for those episode reviews.
Awesome. Yeah, because that's the one thing that I think it kind of proves why James Gunn is important for DC, because the fact that he was able to get a show in this this crazy universe is kind of crazy. And it's Peacemaker, and Peacemaker was
Peacemaker wasn't really a part of the master plan. That he just ended up doing. He just ended up doing Peacemaker.
That's true. I'm surprised he wanted to
because it wasn't a part of Gods and Monsters.
No. I think it's because
in fact, Peacemaker came out way before Gods and Monsters ever got released.
Yeah.
Think about it. Peacemaker came out in 2022.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? I saw that when I was looking for people to collaborate with us on that show. I was looking at like other podcast episode reviews, and I was seeing that they were all coming out from 2022.
Yeah. Yeah, great. So I'm very excited to talk about season 2. Okay, so let's get back to the movie.
I mean, I think they said that this show is canon to the DCU, to the new DCU.
Yeah, so season 2 is going to be canon in the new season, like particularly because Rick Flag, the father of this Rick Flag we're following in this movie.
Oh, the new Rick Flag is going to be in it?
Yeah, that's going to be played by Frank
Rick Flag Sr.?
Yeah, Sr., who actually was in the new Superman movie, if you didn't catch that.
Is Rick Flag going to come back?
No, it's going to like actually address his death from this movie. So because he's gonna go after Peacemaker.
Oh,
and,
Suicide Squad is considered canon within the new DCU.
I mean, yeah. I mean, for some of these characters, particularly.
I just didn't know. I just didn't know because it came in between the old DCU and the new DCU. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, Gunn said before he will wrap up. He's gonna wrap up his stuff.
He said he didn't know, and he would kind of take it by a case by case basis. That's what he said.
Yeah. I think the thing that he's gonna annoy is the Justice League cameos that happen apparently.
Because I mean, they brought Peacemaker from the death, for his show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
that doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
Because he was dead. He was dead in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but in the post-credit scene, he somehow survived. So that's a comic book thing.
Oh, did he actually survive in the post-credit scene?
Yeah, he was in the hospital. They had a post-credit scene that confirmed he survived.
Maybe I didn't even. I may have not even waited and watched it.
Oh yeah. It was very great. It was obviously setting up the show because I think we knew that his show was coming out before I think this movie came out.
Oh, okay.
2021. Yeah. So upon making the landfall of the Corto Maltese, slaughter of the first team, the whole team of the secondary ones made it, and so they pretty much get ordered by Water to find Flag, who's been held at the rebel base, and this was a fun scene where we see the team massacre the rebel soldiers, particularly Peacemaker and what's his name, Bloodsport, having a PC contest who was the best of marksman. And so only to learn that the rebellion leader has saved Flag. Despite the group's action, the leader agrees to help them to infiltrate the capital where they captured the Project Starfish lead scientist, the Thinker, played by Peter Capaldi. Of course, the Thinker is the Flash villain, if anyone wants to know that. And plus destroy any evidence of this Project Starfish. And then at the same time, Harley is taken to the Corto Maltese new dictator, who wishes to marry her, which I'm like, why do you want to marry her? She's crazy, right? And she's hot, so whatever. So after learning the Luna's plans to use the Project Starfish on critical descendants of people, particularly children, Harley kills him because she doesn't agree on killing kids. So and pretty much gets tortured by the army. Then at the same time, the team wait to find the Thinker in this strip club, and pretty much take him away to this Project Starfish that's at. So let me stop there. What do you thought about that whole section of them trying to infiltrate the capital, the whole the team massacring the rebel soldiers, up to them capturing the Thinker?
Well, I mean, when it comes to Harley Quinn and the guy wanting to marry her, there is that reality where really really attractive that chicks that are also really crazy and really slutty, you know what I'm saying? Are can be very desirable to by men. You know what I mean? Honestly, of course they're dangerous, you know what I mean? But honestly, I met some really crazy, sexy as fuck, women before, you know what I mean? And they're very they're a lot of fun to hang out with, man, and be around, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? The chicks that party and and are crazy as fuck, at times, you know what I mean? And are really hot and sexy and shit and fucking slutty. Fuck yeah, dude. And Harley Quinn is all those things, so I get it, I get it,
Okay.
She's a very desirable woman, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the whole fucking thing with them coming in and blowing up that whole rebel base and killing all the rebels and shit like that, not knowing who the fuck they are, thinking they're the enemy or whatever is it's funny, but it's so stupid. You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, it was crazy. One of the best scenes of that movie. It's
funny and it's stupid and and then the leader is just okay, well fuck it, we'll go forward, and I'm like, what? You know what I mean? They just killed all your fucking people, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it was cool seeing like all the like different team members like showing their powers and stuff like that. Like that was cool. You know what I mean? And the chemistry that the team has, all the different characters together, evolves really well throughout the film, and they're great together as a group. Like they really bounce off each other very well.
Yeah, much better than the one from the first Suicide Squad movie.
Oh yeah, without question. Yeah, there's in the first one, there's very little actual chemistry or like cohesion or whatever between the actors on screen. A lot of their dialogue and stuff like that feels forced in that first film. It doesn't feel natural. You know what I mean?
No, and I mean some of the lines were awful too. Like they were so stupid too. It was like I don't understand what they're saying. Like sometimes it's like
the writing was really flat. It was very boring.
Yeah. There were like everyone understands. Like it was like The Room. Like Tommy Wiseau like level of bad writing. Like turns of mind.
And they tried to inject humor into the movie too, and it just didn't work. Every time they used it, it fell flat. You know what I mean? Like as opposed to Suicide Squad, where like the humor is great.
Yeah, consistent, and another thing, it was funny because they were trying,
and it's R-rated humor too, my favorite kind. So it's
Yes, that's true. Yeah, like because that first movie was so awful because they were trying to copy the Guardians of the Galaxy movie and Deadpool humor as well.
It's kind of crazy, man, to see a DC movie with swearing, an R-rated DC movie. Like I don't know what the fuck was going on with that. Like honestly, it's a very interesting like whole situation that Warner Brothers and DC decided to make that movie with Gunn. You know what I mean? Like like where did that come from? Like how long have they been waiting to make that? You know what I'm saying? Like like. How did that come together? Did Gunn go to them and pitch it to him?
So yeah, when they hire him, he agreed to do this movie if they make it a rated R movie, which they did. And remember, we already
hold on. That doesn't answer my question. Are you saying that they had the movie for him to make, or did he pitch them the movie?
Well, I'm trying to remember how it did it, but like they asked him first off, they asked him first what project of DC you want to do. He picked the Suicide Squad. Okay. That's how they did, because they wanted him to do Superman, which is funny, but he didn't want to do that.
So he picked Suicide Squad, and then he told them I want it to be rated R.
Exactly. That's what happened. And that was fine because also remember Joker was a rated R movie, the 2019 one.
But Joker is a very odd film. It's really not even a superhero movie.
Yeah, that's true. More in line Deadpool. I'm saying more than that. Like Deadpool was already like successful.
Not even Deadpool's a superhero movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Joker is something else. There's a name for it, but like it's not a superhero movie.
No, it's an Elseworld story. I mean, it's just trying to be like a Scorsese film. So yeah, you're right. More in line like this movie. This movie's not trying to be Deadpool. I'm saying like the confidence of making this a radar movie is.
Oh yeah. There's Deadpool vibes in this movie. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can see where like Deadpool kind of like opened the gates for like this kind of film to be made. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So that was good. And the only thing they say to do is just have Harley Quinn in the movie. That's what I heard. So he just had to like have Harley in this movie, and that's.
He wanted Harley in the movie too.
Yeah. The studio wanted like Harley to be in the.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Harley's is probably one of the best parts of the whole movie.
Yes, much better than her solo movie, Birds of Prey. That was really bad.
Oh God, I didn't even watch it. I didn't even want to. I saw the trailer. That's all I needed to see.
I saw it in theaters before the pandemic hit.
It did not look like my kind of film.
No, it's not good. It's not for everyone. It's so like the third act was the only good thing about that movie. Like everything else was bad.
It was very lighthearted, wasn't it? Like,
what's funny? It was a rated R movie too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was the first for this universe rated R before the Suicide Squad, and it was okay. It was just, it was so like it wasn't consistent.
Now, what do you think about this? If they were willing to greenlit Gunn for Suicide Squad, right? Rated R. They were willing to green light the rated R for Suicide Squad, and it did as well as it did critically. You know what I'm saying? To the point where they hired Gunn to run the whole, DCU, universe. You know what I'm saying? I'd have to imagine at that point then that there's probably a good chance that they'll greenlight other R-rated DC films with Gunn in the future.
Yeah.
If Gunn wants something else to be R-rated, like Swamp Thing or something like that, I'd imagine that they'll allow him to do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious about I know we don't know too much about this new Clayface movie, but I think the new Clayface movie is going to be rated R.
I don't know anything about Clayface or what that movie would be like. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. The only thing we just know, like, they have their lead. I don't know who's the lead. But
is that even going to be in the? That's not even in the Gods and Monsters DCU. That's going to be something else.
No, it is actually in the new DC universe. Because so just quickly, it was supposed to be in the Matt Reeves movie first, the Robert Pattinson one, but then Gunn took it and put it in his universe apparently. So now that's going to be part of that universe.
So now they're adding new things to Gods and Monsters.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a big surprise. Like remember when Marvel revealed the Phase 2 lineup?
Yeah, but that got what Gunn released for Gods and Monsters was a lot of fucking things, like a lot of projects, man.
Yeah, but we don't know. Like he's gonna greenlight the projects if they have good screenplays. That's what he says. So I mean, if that movie had a good screenplay, then that makes sense. So that's what Gunn say. So that's what's happening.
Well, whatever. I don't know anything about Clayface, and like honestly, there's a lot of stuff, and I can't remember. It's been so long that I can't remember everything that's coming out that comes out in Gods and Monsters. But I do know that there's a lot of stuff in there that I want to see down the road. So I don't want to see any of those things I want to see getting pushed back because of Clayface.
Yeah. We're still getting Supergirl in June. So yeah. Well, we need to do an update of like what's coming up for DC. So
yeah. I haven't talked about the Gods and Monsters lineup since like when it came out and we did a show about it.
Yeah. Well, we can do it towards the end of this review and like kind of do a quick catch up because there's some changes they did and obviously reasons. But anyway,
I wouldn't be surprised if Lanterns is rated R, the series.
Yes. I mean, it's going to be a Max, so yeah, it's going to be rated R too. Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought about that. Yeah.
That I'm telling you, man, that show could really be a breakout hit. The premise of it seems really interesting.
Yeah. Well, and I hope so because I'm not a big fan of Green Lantern. I hope that will make the property.
Yeah, but they're going to have the original Green Lantern. They're going to have Hal Jordan in the show. John Stewart.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a big John Stewart fan, so I'm happy about that. So. And we know Guy Garner is going to be in that show too. So
yeah.
So
but they got Hal Jordan. He's the most popular #1 Green Lantern. He's the most well known.
Yeah. I mean, I think Jon Stewart is more popular because of the cartoon show, but whatever. I'm
talking about duration of being the Green Lantern. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's true. I know. Like he was in the Blackest Night storyline and all that. With Jeff Johns and all that theme.
Yeah.
No, I know.
And I like the whole fact that it's going to be like they're going to be plain clothes on Earth, like not actually using their rings and all that kind of stuff. Like it's not going to be a cosmic show.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's gonna be an earthbound, like street level, like like True Detective kind of show. They said. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, I'm very curious how they're gonna do that. Yeah. Anyway, I got the news. So after they capture the Thinker and then Harley escaping from her captivity, they all regroup. They got the Thinker, and so they enter into the laboratory where they set up the explosions. And then here we get like Flag and Ratcatcher 2 enter the Thinker's laboratory where they find Starro the Conqueror, the giant starfish like alien that creates smaller versions of itself to kill people but control their bodies. If you haven't seen some of his appearance in animation, I first saw this creature in Batman Beyond, because this creature actually controls Superman in the episode where they introduced the Justice League before the main show came to be in the 2000s. So and the figure explains that Starro was brought by Earth by American astronauts. So we get this twist where the U.S. government had like secretly funded the experiments on it for decades using the citizens of the Corto Maltese and political enemies prior to the dictatorship that took over. So and the dictatorship found this, and they wanted to use that to like scare off their enemies like U.S., China, and all that. So Reflex sees this, and they say the regime used the Project Starfish to threaten its ruler. So this is why Waller sent them to cover up the American ties to the project completely. So this outrage Flag, and by the way, we haven't talked about Flag here. Rick Flag, he's in the 2016 as well. He was not good in that movie, but man, James Gunn really redeemed this character. He was great in this film. He has some personality. I like his chemistry with Bloodsport. I like that he knows him, and they're like previously friends because they were in the war, stuff like that. That was really great. And oh my god, his death with Peacemaker was so sad. And I love his line. He said that Peacemaker is a joke. So I was so shocked when he decided to leak the hard drive containing the evidence, right? But Peacemaker was there to just like Killer Frost. Actually, it's good that we saw Batman Soul Arkham, because this is what Waller does. She has someone to do her dirty work, and she has Peacemaker just like Killer Frost in Batman or Soul Arkham to do this one side mission. And so Peacemaker is here on orders of Waller to cover up this thing and destroy the evidence. And so Peacemaker and Rick gets a fight, and pretty much I say before, he gets killed by Peacemaker, which was very shocking and very sad. And meanwhile, the skirmish between the rest of the team are, they get ambushed by the military arriving. This leaves Polka Dot Man accidentally setting off the explosive. By the way, I love that we got Milton in the scene. He gets die in the crossover, and I like that Polka Dot Man knows him, because we get the running gag of Harley bringing up Milton because she doesn't know who he is, and then names Bloodsport Milton, which is not his name. So after the explosion happened, we get everyone pretty much in the same spot. So the laboratory gets destroyed. Ratcatcher 2 possess the drive and try to run away from Peacemaker, but catches up, attempts to kill her. But as you saw the trailer in the beginning, Bloodsport, conveniently gets down to the floor where they're at, and so they have a gun standoff, and Bloodsport shoots him, and presumably Peacemaker gets killed. So let me stop there. Jeff, what you thought about this part of the section of the movie where they arrive to the laboratory where they see the giant fish and of course Rick Flag's death and all that? Go ahead.
Yeah, Rick Flag's death is emotional just because he's such a great guy, on the team. You know what I mean?
You mute, sir.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it was so great that they brought him back. That he was the other guy they brought back. Who was the first Suicide Squad film? Because I really didn't think he was the problem in that first movie. And he's better at Rick Flag in the second film than he is in the first film. You know, he's like a really cool guy. He's a cool character, but he's also very serious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And his relationship with Harley is really cute.
Yes.
So it was really sad seeing him die. It really was. But his fight with Peacemaker was good. It was a good fight.
Yeah.
It's not really shocking that Waller would be doing dirty dealing, secret like that. That's just Waller. You know what I mean? The Harley getting herself free, scenes are great. Her killing her husband was also brutal. Her fighting with the javelin dude. That was great. And shooting everybody with the machine gun and shit and everything, that was awesome. Them going to save her, and like finding out that she's already been saved, but everybody's all happy to see each other, was like, there's a lot of like actual gun orientated family, kind of moments. So just like Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yes.
There's a lot of that with the team, like throughout the course of the movie, when they kind of get to know each other better, there's a lot more like love and positivity between everybody, like they have each other's backs and shit. You know what I'm saying? That it's fun to watch. And I mean, we've already gone past where they go out and get drunk and dance and everything, right?
Yeah, we could talk about that. Yeah,
that was cool. That was like a really great, a lot of these kind of movies will have a scene like that here and there, but that was really well done, very humorous, like, very, very, it was very like emotional at times, like a lot of the conversations were deep, you know what I mean? Ratcatcher's relationship with Headshot or Deadshot or whatever the fuck his name is. They all look the same and have different names, man. DC has so many different characters who look just like that.
Yeah, well, I get what you're, because it's so weird, because Bloodsport is literally the same character from like Deadshot from the first movie.
They're exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly the same. And I know they were trying to keep that.
And then what's his name from Batman Assault on Arkham? Who's that guy?
That was Deadshot.
That was Deadshot. Okay, that was Deadshot.
Yeah. Because remember, that's before Will Smith became Deadshot. Before they made like
Deadshot and what's his name? They just have they have identical powers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Seriously, they have a lot of guns. They can like make guns out of guns or whatever, out of stuff or whatever, and they're very like super accurate with their shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, that's true. It's very weird. I mean, I know, I don't know, you know this, but like before Gunn became a thing, they were trying to like save Deadshot, trying to keep Deadshot in Suicide Squad.
The only difference is that Deadshot, are they both Deadshot? Are they both? Is Will Smith Deadshot and what's his name is Deadshot?
Ezra Bloodsport, played by Ezra Elba, is a Superman villain.
Bloodsport, okay, he's Bloodsport. Okay, so I think the only difference is I think that Bloodsport does have the ability to like make weapons out of stuff or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Bloodshot or whatever does that.
No,
he just has guns and shoots them.
Yeah, Deadshot is more of like a highly like regarded marksman, where Bloodsport here is like he's more high tech gun guy.
Yeah. He has all the cool guns that when he pops them out, they get bigger and shit or whatever, or change into shit.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a new thing that Gunn did, and it's cool. His mask is cool too. Like it looks like a xenomorph from the Aliens movies, which is cool.
No, he's definitely really. He's the lead. He's the lead guy in the movie. He's the top dog, and he's great.
Yeah, and he played Hendalf in the Thor movies.
Of course, most definitely.
Yeah, he's great. Of course, he's in The Wire, of course, and he's a great actor. I love him. So he was good. He's a good lead.
I forgot that he was in The Wire. I haven't watched The Wire since when it first came out.
I know. So many great actors. I mean, because we discussed this. Like some of the actors from Walking Dead is from The Wire, and like all that. So it's great.
Not many, I don't think, are there from The Walking Dead?
Yeah, a couple of them. Like the Avon, the main drug dealer for the first 3 seasons of The Wire. His cousin is the one that gets killed by the criminal group in the Terminus.
Bob.
Yeah, Bob. And he's in The Wire. And,
he's in The Wire. Yeah, he plays like a young drug dealer. Yeah.
Yeah, and Father Gabriel, the priest in The
Wire.
Yeah,
he was in The Wire. He was in Oz too.
Exactly. Oz too. And the guy who sadly passed away, he was in the John Wick movies. I forgot his name.
Did you know that one of those Hispanic chicks that was in Abraham's crew that joined Rick's team is Ezra Miller's or not Ezra Miller is Danny Masterson's sister?
Really?
From that 70s show?
No, I didn't
You
know
know,
this.
Danny Masterson Hyde that got arrested for rape and got put in prison for the rest of his life.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Really?
His whole family were all actors. His brother was a big actor that was on Malcolm in the Middle. And his sister was one of those two Hispanic chicks that was in Abraham's group. That was a Masterson.
Oh, really? Okay. Hold on. I know who you're talking to. Rose. That it wasn't Rosita. It was the other one, right?
Yeah, the thinner one.
The the one before it became fat, right? I'm checking.
No, Rosita was the one that was a little bit thicker. She was the thicker
Yeah,
one.
she was. Yeah, she was Abraham's girlfriend. No, she was not that one you're talking about.
No, the other one, the one that always had her hair in a ponytail.
Yeah, I forgot her name. What is it? Yeah, I know.
I saw her face briefly on a YouTube video earlier the other day when I found out about this.
Yeah. Well,
I was watching a Danny Masterson documentary on his whole story.
Okay, Tara, that was her name.
Tara, yeah.
And you're right. She is one of the siblings.
I told you.
Oh wow, that is so weird.
I didn't know that either. I didn't know that the whole Masterson kid they were like a big acting family. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know. I just knew you were talking about Danny from that 70s show.
And Laura Prepon from that 70s show was with the brother that was on Malcolm in the Middle for a decade.
Okay. I seen Malcolm in the Middle. I forgot she was there.
Laura Prepon was hot. She's hot. I mean, she still is hot.
Yeah. Would you prefer her blonde or brunette? Because I like her brunette.
I like her with her red hair, her natural red hair.
Oh yeah, the red hair in the show. That show.
On the show, she had red hair. Yeah, I like red hair. I've always been really attracted to red hair, and my first 3 ever girlfriends I ever had all had red hair.
Oh, red hair. Okay.
And my ex-wife had red hair.
Ah, okay. Okay, yeah. No.
My first ever girlfriend that I ever had red hair. So after that, it just became like a desirable thing for me.
Okay. Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, I forgot that she was redheaded in the show because in the later seasons her character turned to blonde. I forgot about that.
It did, yeah. In the final couple of seasons, it did turn to blonde. But when it starts off for the first couple of seasons, she's redhead.
Yeah, I forgot.
And she's naturally red hair too, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Before she dyed again as brunette.
Yeah, I mean, she dyed it black when she was on, that prison show, that women's prison show. Orange is the New Black.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I watched that show. It was not that good.
I mean, it was a women's show. I don't know. I cannot say anything. I haven't seen the show.
A lot of people thought it was fucking outstanding when it came out. I didn't think it was that great.
I mean, it was the first of the Netflix streaming shows, because first was House of Cards.
It was one of the first ones that got recognition. They'd been making shows before that already.
Yeah. No, that's what I was saying. Because
House of Cards came out all the way back in 2012.
Yeah. 2012? Yeah, or 2013, I think.
That's another one I've never watched that I heard was really good.
Yeah. Same here.
And I like those kind of shows too. Those political drama shows, whatever,
Yeah, like the West Wing and all that. Yeah.
I never got into the West Wing, but I heard that was really good too. And I liked a lot of the actors and actresses that were on that show. And it won a lot of Emmys when it was on. It won a lot of Emmys.
Yeah, it was one of those Emmy things that got so huge.
Oh, every single secondary character, end main character on the show won an Emmy at some point.
Yeah, it's true. It's crazy. Yeah, and some of them are movie actors that we know. Like I know, was it Roy?
They had a great cast on that show. They had
Rob Lowe.
They had Rob Lowe. They had young Rob Lowe. They had Mary Louise Parker.
Yeah, Martin Sheen. Right? And,
Martin Sheen. They had what's that one really talented veteran actress, TV actress.
Let me check that because I there's so many people in West Wing. There was Allison Janney.
Allison Janney, yes.
Yeah, because
She's been nominated for Emmys on multiple shows.
oh yeah, Mom and all that. She's a Academy Award winner because of I, Tina. So yeah, she's a Oscar winner.
Wasn't Stocking Channard also in the show?
Who is it? Yes, Scotty Channing. Yes.
Yeah, she won an Emmy.
Yeah.
That was when she was still hot, man. Stocking Channard was fucking hot back in the day, bro. Have you ever seen a picture of her when she was young?
I'm looking at it right now, 1984. Oh, that's great. Oh yeah,
like when she was in Grease, she was hot.
Oh, that's who she is. Yes, I recognize her now. Yeah.
Yeah, she played the slut character on Grease in Grease.
Oh yeah, was she the friend of the blonde that like falls into the dark? Yeah, yeah. I recognize her now. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, let's.
And then there was Frenchie. She was really cute. Remember Frenchie?
Oh God, yeah, I remember Frenchie. She was I had a crush on her. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, the blonde was my favorite from the movie. Was she dressed up as like a what do you call it, like a bad boy, style?
Yeah, she was like, the tough party smoking cigarette chick, of the movie,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that would hang out with the bikers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, as far as Suicide Squad goes, I mean, the stuff involving the scientist, Pinhead villain guy, didn't really do a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? That part really didn't do a lot for me.
Yeah.
So but like I said, I do really enjoy the scene where they go out to the bar and all that and hang out, and drink together and all that, and get to know each other. There's some really good stuff with Polka Dot Man, in there, the stuff with Polka Dot Man seeing his mother everywhere,
Yes.
is great.
Buddy, it's great. Yeah, especially with his dead scene and
the fact that Gunn did that and added that was awesome.
Yes, I know. Oh my God, and seeing the mom being the kaiju is funny.
And then even though this happened way later, King Shark actually eating rat catcher or whatever at one point. He's gonna eat her. Yeah.
Yeah, at the beginning. Yeah, that was funny too.
And then watching it actually eating people and shit like that when they fight,
Yeah, that is true. That was cool too. And by the way, the special effects for King Shark is great too. Like just like the Rocky Raccoon stuff. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it was all motion capture.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I don't know who was actually doing it. I don't know if I don't think so. I don't think it was Sly. I think he just did his voice.
Yeah, just the voice. The guy who plays he's the tech guy in the Waller group. He was that guy. He played the most capture for King Shark.
Oh really? He did both. Yeah. He did both. No shit.
Yeah. And by the way, that guy he played Taserface in Volume 2. If you want to know, he already worked with Gunn before in the Guardians film.
Oh, he was Taserface.
Yeah, Taserface. Yeah, and we're gonna see him again in Peacemaker because he comes back with James Gunn's wife, what's her name? Hardcore.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Gunn would be the kind of director that would want to maintain relationships with actors and actresses and stuff like that, and bring them around again, in his projects,
Yeah. And we already was it when we did the Volume 3, I saw already a lot of the actors from the Suicide Squad,
It seems like he gets along with actors really well, people really well. You know what I mean? And people really like to work with him.
Yeah, he's definitely the what you call it, the actor's director. He's very like that, as a director. That's some,
Yeah. The industry's really changed a lot, back in the day, in the 70s and the 80s, and all that. I mean, directing was a lot different, you know what I'm saying? And the directors back then were on those films, and even farther going back, going way back to the golden age of Hollywood. They were like drill instructors, you know what I'm saying? They were not nice,
No, I mean, if you hear the Stanley Kubrick stuff, particularly The Shining, what he did to Shelley Duvall, is crazy. like so abusive. And same thing with Alfred Hitchcock. If you heard his stories, like he's very abusive. Like crazy.
The true stories you hear about, like the golden age of Hollywood, like, you know, the 30s, the 40s, you know, stuff like that, you know, like how they treated young actors back then, you know, especially child actors, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, like how they would give them amphetamines and shit like that, you know, so they could stay awake and work the 15 to 17-hour shifts that they would work every day, you know what I mean? You know, and they would be on these strict diets all the time, you know, and like, they give them sleeping pills so that they can sleep for 5 hours a night, then they wake them up and put them right back out to work. You know what I mean? And give them their speed again, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just crazy how far they got away with a lot of things in Hollywood. Like,
they would work the actresses to death.
Yeah, and kids too. I mean, even kids.
The kids too. Yeah, they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So it's crazy. Whew.
Yeah, the kids there was no labor laws with the kids back then in Hollywood.
No, I think it was created during like either the 40s or like around that time, like before the Great Depression. I think, like after the Great Depression.
No, that's when Hollywood was like really grimy, you know, and like. You know, and the original movie studios, you know, in California would hire fixers and stuff like that, you know, to clean up, you know, their embarrassing messes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when actresses would OD or, you know, or die, you know what I mean, you know, or whatever, you know what I mean, they'd get rid of it, you know.
Yeah, and they had to be presentable too. Like if you hear like from everyone, like they were like
if an actress would accuse somebody of rape, you know what I mean, or whatever, you know, the fixers would go in and they would discredit them, you know what I mean, you know, and like, you know, and fight against them and get rid of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was totally like Godfather. Have you seen the Godfather movies? It was literally
like it was ruthless. Yeah, it was ruthless.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You couldn't even get away with accusing the wrong person of rape. Back in old Hollywood, the heads of the studios didn't want that kind of bad press. You know what I mean? So they'd make that shit go away, and then the actors will be done. They never work again.
Yeah, no. If you hear what we call it, Hollywood, like black books, like what black books was, they blacklisted you completely in Hollywood, like. A lot of stars had that, like
yeah. If you did anything to cross the the heads of the executive of the studios, that
yeah, like famously Weinstein was like this, like he did that. So total jerk. Yep. Okay, let's skip it.
You mean Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah, he famous. Like I had to pick someone that people know that like famously did that. That was like Weinstein did that too. So like it was not.
Did what?
Well, I mean, he did do sex crimes. He did.
He did the casting couch kind of stuff, where he would try to take advantage of young actresses and stuff like that, or whatever that were up and coming, and
exactly.
He would lure them. He would lure them to his hotel rooms and stuff like that, and then he would try to get them to do stuff with him and all that kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're talking
about, he abused his position. You know what I'm saying? That's going on in Hollywood forever. That's always going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what anybody says. It's always going to go on.
Oh yeah, exactly.
There's always going to be women out there, young women in Hollywood, or whatever, trying to get into the industry who are going to be willing to suck dick. You know what I'm saying? And whatever. You know what I mean? To get jobs.
Yeah. So
it's just a fact. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a fact. And
do I think it happens as much as it used to? Probably not. But from the rumors you hear about back in the day, back in the 60s and 70s and the 80s and shit like that, that was a regular thing. If you wanted to get in the industry, you know what I'm saying? To have to do that stuff.
No. I hear stories about that.
Supposedly a lot of well-known actresses throughout the years, you know what I'm saying, over the decades have actually gotten their first roles and stuff like that by doing stuff like that.
Yeah. I know a couple that did that. Like even teen stars, I know they have to do that too. like a famous one, Grande. I think Grande has kind of done that. If you pay attention, yeah.
Well, that shit with that shit with that '70s show where fucking where they knew when they finally realized that what's her name was 14 years old and that she wasn't 18. You know,
was it Mila Kunis?
Mila Kunis, yeah.
Yeah.
When they finally realized that she was 14 and she lied about her, her application or whatever, and they hired her already, so they couldn't get rid of her. The fact that they still allowed that there to be romantic kissing scenes and stuff like that with with Ashton Kutcher that was 18. You know what I mean? And it's legal because it's Hollywood, because it's a TV show. You know what I'm saying? So there's rules that allow it.
Yeah, which is crazy. And then later in the seasons, her character goes to Danny's character Hyde, and they were a couple. So that was even weird too.
Yeah, for a while there they were together. Yeah, that's right.
Towards the end of the series, if you're a big fan of that 70s show, yeah.
I stopped watching it once Topher Grace dropped off the show.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the 8th final season was just not the same. Yeah.
No, when they brought in that one guy, I stopped watching it at that point. But that was after Hyde and what's her name got together. That was after that.
Yeah. There were a couple at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even when Ashton Kutcher was still on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was in with another relationship and he had a kid towards the end of the show because he came up. Yeah.
I love that show. I didn't watch it when it used to come out on Fox. I watched it on Netflix.
Oh wow, yeah. For me, I regularly watch it during FX. FX was where I saw that 70s show a couple times.
Oh really? FX actually had that show at one point.
Oh yeah, the reruns. Yeah, like reruns. That's where I usually see it.
I never noticed that. All the years that I've watched FX, I never noticed that.
Yeah, it was some point they stopped it. Oh, like there's other channels they do it, like Comedy Central, like Era 2, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that Comedy Central would have aired them at some point.
Yeah, at some point. TV Land, I think, before it became something else, TV Land aired too, like a couple of years at that point.
I'm sure across the whole country with all the different, all the different small, stations that there are in different cities across America and everything, the shows probably get played still on a lot of channels.
Yeah, it was a big show at that time. Yeah, it's still a big show. And I got a new show, spin-off show too. So, okay, so let's wrap up the Suicide Squad because we're in a good one. I agree about the Thinker. Like, I like Pierre Boy. He's a great actor. I'm just, Starro was the main villain. But yeah, but I think I was cool that we got a comic accurate Thinker because the Thinker was in the Flash show, season 4. Anyway. So the starfish gets out from their from the chain prison, and so Starro destroys the whole place, kills the Thinker and much of the military, and then you see like the full power of the Conqueror taking control of the whole island's population, which is really creepy. And Waller tells the squad that their mission is complete and orders them to leave, but Bloodsport leads the team to fight the fish, and I kind of agree with what you're saying before, Jeff, about the ending here. Like, I forgot the rats were the one that kind of killed the thing, like, slowly, and because like it'd be kind of cool to have just like Harley like throw the javelin stick and like bam, like the eye pops up and like it'll be glorious, like blood and guts coming out from the eye. But it's very slow death, so it makes sense, and it's also beautiful too to look, like her in there, and seeing the rats like getting into the eye hole. It's gross but kind of cool. But anyway, so Walter wanted to keep the squad's secrecy from the public. She almost attempted to execute them, but her her employees knock her out. So they help out the Suicide Squad, and then Starro kills. So unfortunately, we lose Polka Dot Man. Very sad, after he, takes the monster as his mom, which is cool. Harley pierced the hole in its eye, allowing Ratcatcher to summon the city's rats to chew Starro to death from the inside. That's very gnarly. This scene is really cool because we haven't brought up Bloodsport's main arc. Him getting over his like rat phobia, so he's afraid of rats. We got the in the van before they went to the bar, as you were saying, the best scene in the movie. Him and Ratcatcher 2 get connected. By the way, Taika Waititi is in this movie as the first Ratcatcher, her father, and great story. Very sad how he died, but also what was really even worse is Bloodsport's father forcing him to be in a crate full of rats. Oh, gnarly, very sad. Like, I feel empathy with the character. So, like, it was cool to see Ratcatcher 2 holding him, because he was afraid of the rats. So after that, the military diverted. The rebellion resistant takes control of the government, promising the Democrat elections. And then we got Bloodsport blackmailing Water into releasing him and the surviving squad members and dropping the charges for his daughter and in the stage of keeping the contents of the drive confidential, And of course, Waller reluctantly agrees, and the remaining squad members are airlifted out of the Corto Maltese. And then Harley proposed she and Bloodsport become friends with each other because it was cool to because she mentioned how she was a good friend of Flag. As we said before, it was nice to see that development work so much better than the whole Enchantress thing from the first one, Flag's relation. So in honor of their fallen common friend, Flag, that was cool, and that's the end of the movie. And then just wrapping up the big credit scene, the post credit scene we get. So the mid credit scene was just like a funny thing where we get the weasel that was played by Gunn's brother in mocap, like as she survived and runs off into the jungle. And then the post credit scene was as I brought it up with Jeff about Peacemaker, Waller is sending in immediately Hardcore and then John Incommodus by assigning them into a new mission with Peacemaker, who is still alive and recovering in the hospital, and she's punishing them what they did to her. So, and that's the end of the Suicide Squad. What are your thoughts on the finale? I agree with you. Yeah, it's not strong, but it's at least better than other DCU finales. To be honest.
I mean, yeah, look, the Suicide Squad is the best, DCU film that's been made so far. It's better than Superman. I'm sorry, but it is. It's better than Superman.
Oh yeah, better than Superman. Yeah,
and and I don't consider the Snyder Cut a DCU movie. So what I'm saying, that's it, the Snyder Cut's in its own realm. You know what I mean? So you can't really, you can't compete, there. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I think that makes the Suicide Squad the best DCU film so far. Which is again obviously Warner Brothers saw that, the ending, although I don't, like I said already, that I think it's kind of weird, like how the final battle goes down, how it all works out. It does still have some really emotional and funny moments, and and it's still very it's still really entertaining and positive to see the Suicide Squad, the good guys win, at the end, right? Regain their freedom, essentially, right? After that, don't they?
They do.
Yeah,
they're free, and they're no longer going to have long
because all the Waller staff beats their ass or whatever at their headquarters, right?
Yeah. One chick. Oh,
they beat her ass.
Yeah, they did. They knocked her out, and then they pretty much helped the Suicide Squad stop the fish.
Yeah. Don't they help turn off their neck bombs too?
I think so. They never showed that. I just know that they stopped Waller to explode their heads, before she got knocked out.
Well, somehow they end up free at the end. They walk away.
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad does too.
Yeah, and they probably like they deactivate their the things in the heads. Yeah,
I mean, what's left of them, right? Because all that's left is like King Shark,
King
Harley
Shark,
Harley Quinn, and then Deadshot,
Deadshot, Bloodsport, and of course Ratcatcher too. Yeah,
Bloodsport, yeah, and then Ratcatcher, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, 4, which is crazy, and that's one thing I like. We lose a lot of like Suicide Squad members. That's the point of the comic book. Is that no one.
Well, yeah, well, that's the Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah.
Like somebody's somebody has to die. Like in the mission. You know what I mean? That's why, like in the comics, right? Like there's so many different variations of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and it was kind of sad, that everyone died, like particularly Polka Dot Man, and I didn't like that they killed off Captain Boomerang. Like he's part of the team, so I was kind of shocked that they killed him off, but it makes sense. But
yeah, Captain Boomerang was cool, so it kind of sucked that he did die. You know what I mean? Because he's such an interesting character, funny as hell too.
Yeah.
And Weasel too. I like Weasel.
Oh yeah.
But he's funny.
Yeah, it is true.
But no, they do a really good job of making the deaths really emotional. Like really powerful. You know what I mean? Like you grow to like the characters. And then when they die, it really it hurts. You don't want to see them them gone.
No.
And only the good movies do that to you. You know what I'm saying? Make you feel that way about the characters. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a really great overall film, man. It's a great watch. It always will be. It's a very entertaining film. Really well cast, great characters, and great ensemble cast, just overall really well done movie. Everything works. It's all the humor works. The action's great. It's very gory. It's very bloody. The humor is very like real time. It's like it's not old. It's not like it's like very like hip to like 20 whatever. 20 whatever. So's the dialogue. The dialogue is very real time. Very hip.
Yeah.
And it's a gun movie, so it has a good soundtrack too.
Yeah. Some of the songs are really good. Definitely not the best as the first 2 Guardian films, but like it's up there.
It just shows you right there that you can't do the Suicide Squad properly without making it rated R.
No, I was happy when they say it was going to be rated R, because like the first one felt like it wanted to be rated R, and the whole PG-13 didn't make sense for that.
And that's actually surprising too, because if I remember Gunn's background correctly, all the stuff he's done in the past, even before Guardians, none of it was R rated.
No. His first 2, well, yeah. The ones he didn't direct, like Scooby Doo, like were PG, and only Dawn of the Dead, the remake, was rated R. And then when he came to be a director, his first 2 before Guardians were rated R movies.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. Slither and Super. They were called.
Okay. Yeah, I know what those movies are.
Yeah. Slither is fun. Slither is fun. I like that. I haven't seen Super. I don't know how well that.
I never saw it either. I did see Slither.
Yeah. Slither is a good horror movie. A good horror comedy movie. Very throwing back like the 80s kind of creature feature, like The Thing.
Yeah. I mean, I like Gunn, so like,
Oh yeah,
that's another reason why I'm looking forward to watching Peacemaker, season 1, because I know that Gunn did it. You know what I mean? So I know it's gonna have the raunchy humor, and like the violence, you know what I mean, and all that, you know what I mean, it's all gonna be there,
Oh yeah, that show is totally James Gunn. Like his humor's there, like everything. Like,
the great characters, the great ensemble characters. He always does that,
Yeah, very good. Yeah, and so far I'm liking this. The guy who. Oh,
go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
Oh no. The villain from Volume 3 is in that show. That's how he got him to be the villain. And he's great so far in the show. the HE, whatever I call him. I call him the high.
The high revolution, the high evolutionary.
Yeah. He's in that show. That's how he came to be with Gunn.
Oh, okay, he's in that. Okay.
Yeah.
I heard he's actually a really talented actor.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's not the best villain in Marvel Studios, but like he's a really good one.
Oh, he was pretty good as the high evolutionary. He was good.
Yeah, he was good. Rating.
That's a tough villain to do, you know.
Yeah, and
like, the Suicide Squad is a 10, sir.
Yeah, same here. 10 out of 10. Really enjoyed the movie. It was a good start to do this because Superman came out. I agree with you. This movie is so much better than Superman. I mean,
I'm telling you, man, go on Max and go check out everything that they've got this month. For movies and stuff like that, they've got some really good stuff right now. And since you really like DC stuff, you know what I mean? Look around through their DC section to see if there's anything in there that you want to cover on Sunday nights.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there's ones that I haven't done with you with the MCU. So like Superman Public Enemies, I definitely want to check out. We'll discuss that. Definitely Sinners.
We do DC animated. We do all the DC animated films over on the Bleeding Edge, and we're almost getting through of them. We're getting pretty far down the list.
Yeah, that's true.
We're going to be doing the newer ones soon. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we're getting.
I know, which is crazy. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's plug out. So Wednesday, what we're doing? Justice League, the Throne of the Lanterns.
Yeah.
That's going to be our DC animation movie review. Very curious about that one. That's the sequel to Justice League War. That's the first thing we did for New 52. Friday, I'm not going to be here. Friday is going to be Resident Evil, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Jeff and Saber and someone that we know is going to join and review that. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be on vacation. So you're going to see me on Wednesday. So I just want to say thank you, Jeff, for coming. Next movie will definitely be Sinners, because it's in Max now, so we're probably going to do that after I come back. And August is going to be a fun time. So thank you so much for coming.
All right, sounds good, sir. No problem.
Yeah, peace out, folks.
Later, peace out.
Yeah. No, I can't do my thing. Damn it. All right, get out of here.